An introduction to Rabindranath Tagore. These poems continue to inspire millions worldwide as they speak a common language of love and truth, which resonates with current sensibilities. Rabindranath Tagore, 1861 to 1941, was a gifted Bengali Renaissance man, distinguishing himself as a philosopher, social and political reformer, and a popular author in all literary genres. He was instrumental in an increased freedom for the press and influenced Gandhi and the founders of modern India. He composed hundreds of songs which are still sung today, as they include the Indian and Bangladeshi national anthems. His prolific literary life has left a legacy of quality novels, essays, and in this volume of poetry you can hear extracts from Gitanjali, one of his most famous works, which earned him the distinction of being the first Asian writer to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913. This selection of his poems is read for you by Sharma Pereira.
The Journey. The morning sea of silence broke into ripples of bird-songs, and the flowers were all merry by the roadside, and the wealth of gold was scattered through the rift of the clouds, while we busily went on our way and paid no heed. We sang no glad songs, nor played. We went not to the village for barter. We spoke not a word, nor smiled. We lingered not on the way. We quickened our pace more and more as the time sped by. The sun rose to the mid-sky, and doves cooed in the shade. Withered leaves danced and whirled in the hot air of noon. The shepherd boy drowsed and dreamed in the shadow of the banyan tree, and I laid myself down by the water and stretched my tired limbs on the grass. My companions laughed at me in scorn. They held their heads high and hurried on. They never looked back nor rested. They vanished in the distant blue haze. They crossed many meadows and hills and passed through strange, far-away countries. All honour to you, heroic host of the interminable path. Mockery and reproach pricked me to rise, but found no response in me. I gave myself up for lost in the depth of a glad humiliation, in the shadow of a dim delight. The repose of the sun-embroidered green gloom slowly spread over my heart. I forgot for what I had travelled, and I surrendered my mind without struggle to the maze of shadows and songs. At last, when I woke from my slumber and opened my eyes, I saw thee standing by me, flooding my sleep with thy smile. How I had feared that the path was long and wearisome, and the struggle to reach thee was hard. Chain of Pearls. Mother, I shall weave a chain of pearls for thy neck with my tears of sorrow. The stars have wrought their anklets of light to deck thy feet, but mine will hang upon thy breast. Wealth and fame come from thee, and it is for thee to give or to withhold them. But this, my sorrow, is absolutely mine own, and when I bring it to thee as my offering, thou rewardest me with thy grace. When day is done. If the day is done, if birds sing no more, if the wind has flagged tired, then draw the veil of darkness thick upon me. Even as thou hast wrapped the earth with the coverlet of sleep, and tenderly closed the petals of the drooping lotus at dusk. From the traveller, whose sack of provisions is empty before the voyage is ended, whose garment is torn and dust-laden, whose strength is exhausted, remove shame and poverty, and renew his life like a flower under the cover of thy kindly night. Unending Love by Tagore. I seem to have loved you in numberless forms, numberless times, in life after life, in age after age, forever. My spellbound heart has made and remade the necklace of songs that you take as a gift, wear round your neck in your many forms, in life after life, in age after age, forever. When I hear old chronicles of love, its age-old pain, its ancient tale of being apart altogether, as I stare on and on into the past, in the end you emerge, clad in the light of a pole star, piercing the darkness of time. You become an image of what is remembered forever. You and I have floated here on the stream that brings from the fount at the heart of time love of one for another. We have played alongside millions of lovers, shared in the same shy sweetness of the meeting, the same distressful tears of farewell. Old love, but in shapes that renew and renew forever. Today it is heaped at your feet, it has found its end in you. The love of all man's days, both past and forever. Universal joy, universal sorrow, universal life. The memories of all loves merging with this one love of ours, and the songs of every poet past and forever. On the Nature of Love by Tagore. The night is black and the forest has no end. 1,000,000 people thread it in 1,000,000 ways. We have trysts to keep in the darkness, but where or with whom, of that we are unaware. But we have this faith that a lifetime's bliss will appear any minute with a smile upon its lips. Scents, touches, sounds, snatches of songs brush us, pass us, give us delightful shocks. Then, peradventure, there's a flash of lightning. Whomever I see that instant, I fall in love with. I call that person and cry, "This life is blessed! For your sake, such miles have I traversed." All those others who come close and moved off in the darkness, I don't know if they exist or not.